Hi, I'm Jacob, and today we're going to talk about the Radioddity FS-T3. Before I get started, you may notice the paid promotion link in the top corner of the screen. This is because of the Amazon affiliate link in the description below. I am not being compensated by Radioddity to do this review. The Radioddity FS-T3 is a compact, easy-to-use walkie-talkie that uses the FRS, or Family Radio Service, frequencies. They come in a pack of 4, this is just 2 of them, and they cost me about $50 on Amazon. You get all 4 colors in a pack, but they're not available individually, so if you want 2 of the same color, you have to buy multiple packs. The interface is very simple. Use the top knob to turn the radio on and control the volume. The radio will speak to you to tell you that the power is on and what channel you're on.
Power on. 8.
On the left side of the radio, there's the push-to-talk button, which you push and hold to talk. Below that is the monitor button. Pressing this opens up the squelch, allowing you to hear the raw white noise. This can be useful if someone's signal is cutting out, and you can press this button to hear their entire signal, noise and all. Below that is the light/lock button. Pressing this once turns on the built-in flashlight, and pressing it again makes the flashlight flash, and pressing it a third time turns off the light. Pressing and holding this button locks the radio so that the channel can't be changed. Press and hold this button again to unlock the radio. This is useful if you want to give the radio to someone who doesn't know how to use a radio so that they can't accidentally change the channel. On the front of the radio are the channel selection buttons. Pressing the right button tunes the radio to a higher channel, and pressing the left button tunes it to a lower channel. The radio will also speak the new channel number as it changes. On the right side of the radio is the speaker mic jack. This allows you to use the included earpieces so that you can talk and listen on the radio without having to take it off of your belt or your backpack. Since this radio does not have a menu system, you have to use the speaker mic jack to program it. This uses proprietary software provided by Radioddity so that you can change different settings about the radio, including squelch and privacy codes, which again aren't really privacy codes, they're just blocking out other people's transmission so that you can just hear your own, and also channel frequencies. The problem is that the programming cable is not included with the radio, so you'll have to get one separately. This does use a Kenwood-style connection, though, so if you have a programming cable that already uses that connection, you can use that. However, while I was able to pull the stock configuration off of the radio and onto my computer, I wasn't able to save it to my computer or make changes and write them to the radio. On the back, there's a belt clip and a detachable battery. The battery also has a micro USB port for charging, and a status light that turns orange during charging and green when charging is complete. The set also comes with 2 USB chargers and 2 charging cables. Each cable has 2 micro USB plugs on one end, so you can charge all 4 radios at the same time. I did some real-world usage testing of these radios, and I have to say I really enjoyed using them. They're easy to use, and the sound quality is pretty good from the tiny speaker. However, I was only able to get about 1/4 of a mile of range out of them, which is pretty disappointing when you think about the advertised power output of 2 watts. So I did a little research and I found that they only output about 1 watt of power. For those of you who don't know, 1 watt is about half of the legal limit for these types of radios. So while they're not required to output that much, it is nice and you get more range with more power typically. Still, if you compare it to many other FRS radios that are on the market today, it's pretty competitive if not better. Many older FRS radios that are pre-2017, when the FCC changed their regulations, only have a maximum of 500 milliwatts or half a watt of output power. So these will still do a little bit better than those, but they're not the maximum potential, I guess. However, when I reviewed the FS-T1 and T2, these got about a half a mile of range. so about double of the T3. So take a look at the reviews for those videos to learn more. Overall, I love these little radios. They're easy to use and they look good. However, the reduced range will keep me from taking them on a hiking trip. I think these are better suited for families who want to keep in touch when they're at the grocery store, a farmer's market, or a small theme park. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. If you liked this video, please take a second to click the like button and consider subscribing and turning on notifications so you don't miss any of my future videos. Have a great day.